This film begins by telling about a boy named Chongmin who has a big crush on a girl named Nare. Nare is very popular at their school. One day, Chongmin was singing on stage and his voice cracked, making everyone at school laugh at him. This embarrassing moment made him scared to sing in front of people. But 7 years later, he meets Nare again and it changes both of their lives. Now, Chongmin works as a cashier at a small store, but he loves music a lot. When he's not working, he enjoys singing and playing his guitar. Chongmin has a younger sister named Aki. She sometimes gets tired of hearing him sing all the time because he only sings at home in front of her or his best friend. He's too scared to sing in front of others, which makes it hard for him to come up with new songs. Even though he dreams of being a famous musician, Chongmin stopped chasing his dreams after high school. He's been working at the store for 7 years. At that time, Aki encourages him to sing in public, but he can't bring himself to do it because he's still afraid of singing in front of a crowd. So, Aki came up with a new plan for Chongmin that he could post a video of himself singing a song he wrote on social media. Everyone uses social media these days, and even though Chongmin tried out for a singing audition before, he was too nervous and didn't do well. Right now, Chongmin only has 6 followers on Instagram, which includes 4 of Aki's friends and 2 of Chongmin's buddies, Daesung and Minbong. One day, while Chongmin was talking with his friends at the store, a girl walked in. He was amazed and just stared at her while she grabbed a drink and paid. She didn't even notice him. After she left, Chongmin was shaking and nervous because the girl was Nare, his crush from high school. Back then, Nare was the prettiest girl at Meyer High School and very popular. Everyone liked her because she was kind and friendly, almost like a celebrity at school. After high school, she joined a girl group called Coco and started to go by the stage name Jenny. She even got picked by a big agency, JW Entertainment, because she appeared on TV shows and was very talented. Everything that changed Chongmin's life started when he bravely decided to perform at a music festival at his school. He wanted to impress Nare, a girl he liked. Chongmin sang and played the piano in front of everyone, including Nare. At first, she smiled at his performance, which made him happy. But suddenly, Chongmin got so nervous from seeing Nare smile that his voice went off-key in the middle of the song. Instead of impressing everyone, his friends, including Nare, laughed at him. This embarrassing moment made him feel really ashamed and scared to sing in front of people again. Because of that, he spent a lot of time daydreaming. One day, Chongmin told Aki that he saw his first love, Nare, at the mini market, but he was too shy to talk to her. Aki knew her brother was not very brave, so she took his phone and followed Nare on Instagram for him. After looking at Nare's Instagram photos, Aki told Chongmin that winning Nare's heart wouldn't be easy because she seemed out of his league. From the photos, Aki also found out Nare's favorite cake is tiramisu. The next day, when Nare came into the mini market, Chongmin gave her a tiramisu cake as part of a buy one, get one free promotion. Nare was puzzled because she only bought stockings but also got a cake. Nervously, Chongmin called out her name. Surprised, Nare turned around and asked if she knew him. Even though they went to the same school and were in the same class, she didn't remember him. So, Chongmin reminded her about the time a student sang off-key at the school festival. To his surprise, Nare remembered that embarrassing moment for him. This memory helped start a conversation between them. Meeting Nare again seemed to inspire Chongmin. He even tried to write a new song about the tiramisu cake. Then, Aki told him their plan was working, especially after Nare posted about the cake on Instagram. Happy about this, Chongmin quickly posted his new song online and dedicated it to Jenny. The scene shifts to JW Entertainment Studio, where Nare's music career hasn't been going well. She's been training for 7 years without getting a chance to debut, and her contract is almost up. To earn some money, she also works part-time at a cafe. The director of the agency thinks Nare is too old to join an idol group and suggests she should try something different like songwriting or learning to play the guitar. Although Nare is disappointed by this, she doesn't give up and decides to buy a guitar. Then, Nare starts teaching herself to play the guitar by watching online videos, but it's tough. One day, she posts about her guitar practice, and Chongmin sees it. Since he is good at guitar, he rushes home to get his own guitar and even wears it at work, hoping Nare might see him. However, she doesn't show up as he expected. A few days later, Nare comes to the mini-market where Chomin works. She's surprised to see a cashier with a guitar. As she was about to leave, Chomin quickly starts playing his guitar to show off his skills. Upon hearing him playing, Nare stops and is really impressed by his playing. She asks if he could teach her to play the guitar. Even though Chomin is very nervous, he doesn't miss the chance and agrees to help her. The next day, Chomin went to Nare's house and saw pictures of her from when she was in the girl group Coco. At that time, Nare thought Chomin didn't know she was in the photo, but he did because he's a big fan of Coco. She felt sad because Coco only appeared on TV once, and it was just on a cooking show. Then, they sat down to practice guitar together. Since Nare was new to the guitar, Chomin patiently tried to show her where to place her fingers without actually touching her hand because he was too nervous. Impatient, Nare grabbed his hand, which made him so surprised that he hiccuped. To help, Nare gave him a drink, but when Chomin saw her sweet smile up close, he got so nervous that he accidentally sprayed water in her face. At that moment, Chomin felt bad, but Nare wasn't angry at all and just smiled as he tried to wipe her face clean. When it came to paying for the guitar lessons, Chomin was happy to do it for free. However, Nare wanted to pay him back somehow and promised to do a part-time job to compensate him. Chomin agreed to accept her payment not in money, but in snacks from the list at the mini-market where he worked. Every day, they exercise together and Nare buys the snacks from the list. With lots of practice, Nare's guitar skills get better and better, and she even gets compliments from a music producer at JW Entertainment. One day, Nare and Chomin visit their old high school, Meyer High School, for the first time since they graduated. Nare is curious about why Chomin got so nervous during the school festival. She asks him to sing the song again, telling him that since it's just the two of them, he shouldn't feel nervous. Shortly after, Chomin decides to sing again. The song is about someone who can't tell their crush how they feel. Nare doesn't know that Chomin wrote the song for her. She asks who the song is about, but Chomin is too scared to tell her. He finds out that Nare now has a boyfriend, who is handsome and famous. After knowing about that, Chomin feels jealous and sad but keeps his feelings to himself, thinking he doesn't stand a chance. The next day, Chomin was at work, but he couldn't stop daydreaming. He was shocked when he heard that Nare's boyfriend had officially started dating the singer Aileen. He wondered if Nare was okay, and ended up writing a song about everything he was feeling. While he was daydreaming at the mini-market, Nare showed up and took him aside. She told him that she had broken up with her boyfriend. Chomin had already heard the news. Nare explained that they had been dating for 5 years, since her trainee days, but now her boyfriend didn't like her anymore. She was worried about failing to debut and being forgotten. Upon hearing her stories, Chomin tried to cheer her up, telling her that she will always be wonderful. He said she's not only beautiful but also kind to everyone. As they were walking back, they passed a place where people can sign up to sing in public. Nare encouraged Chomin to register. She promised to come and watch if he decided to sing there. At that time, she wasn't pushing him cause she knew deep down he wanted to overcome his fear of singing in front of a crowd. Nare also hoped that by singing, more people would see how kind and sincere Chomin really is. Before saying goodbye, Chomin handed Nare a sheet of music for a song he wrote called Your Song, which he made just for her. At that moment, she was really happy because it was the first time someone had written a song just for her, and she promised to try singing it. The next day, Nare sent Chomin a video of her singing Your Song while playing the guitar, and she also posted the video on Instagram. The song got a lot of likes and positive comments. This caught the attention of her music agency's director, who called her in because he really liked the song and hadn't heard it before. Then, Nare told the director that her friend Chomin had written the song for her. The director liked it so much that he wanted to release it as a single with Nare as the singer. Hearing that, Nare was thrilled because this could mean her contract would be extended. However, Aileen, another singer who had caused problems for Nare before, was not happy about this. Aileen was the same person who had taken Nare's boyfriend. Happy with how things were turning out, Nare gave Chomin a big hug and told him that his song would be released soon. Seeing her happy made Chomin happy too. Meanwhile, Aileen was worried that her own career might be affected if Nare's new single did well. The next day, Nare thanked Chomin by inviting him to go on a picnic. Chomin even packed some food for them to eat together. When they got to the picnic spot, they had a great time. Nare then took Chongmin to a hall where her girl group Coco first performed. She showed him some dance moves and asked him to clap for her. But soon, security came to check the place because they noticed the lights were on, so Chongmin and Nare had to hide in a small room. While hiding close together, Chongmin impulsively kissed Nare. She was surprised but didn't pull away, just felt a bit embarrassed. They were quiet on the way home, and Chongmin felt guilty, thinking he might have upset Nare. However, he received a text from her asking if he got home safely, which made him happy because it seemed she wasn't mad at him. The day came for Nare to start recording her new single, which would be released next month. Everyone at the studio was supportive. Nare couldn't practice guitar at her place because of some renovations, so Chongmin invited her to his house. When they arrived, Chongmin's mom and sister were surprised to see him bring home a beautiful friend and were curious about what they were up to, even trying to sneak peeks. Soon after, Nare was looking around Chongmin's room. Then, she found a Coco album, the girl group she used to be part of. She was surprised because she didn't even have the album herself. This made her think that Chongmin must have liked her since they were in school and still cared about her. On the other hand, Chongmin, trying to avoid making things awkward, reached to put the album away, almost bumping into Nare. This surprised his mom and sister who were peeking at them. The next day, Nare went back to the studio to continue recording her song. But to her dismay, she found out Aileen was singing her song instead. Upset, Nare confronted the director, who simply said the song suited Aileen better and asked Nare to let her sing it. The director promised to find another song for her, or suggested she could have another friend write a new song for her. Feeling that this was unfair and fed up with the lack of support after only performing once in 7 years, Nare decided to leave the agency. She left feeling very sad and cried on her way home. Meanwhile, Chongmin was anxiously waiting to hear from her. He kept sending messages and calling, but Nare didn't respond. She stayed locked in her room and didn't want to see anyone. The next day, Chongmin got a call from JW Entertainment offering him a contract for the song he wrote. That's when he found out Nare had left the agency. He decided to go to Nare's house, but she wouldn't come out to see him even though he waited until evening. Nare had also deleted all her social media posts and sent Chongmin a message saying they couldn't meet for a while and it wasn't his fault. On the other hand, Chongmin, not wanting Nare to be upset every day, bravely signed up for an open mic event, hoping it might encourage Nare to meet him since they had promised each other. He asked his sister and 2 friends for help, but he was still scared to sing in front of a lot of people. Meanwhile, Nare started working at an internet cafe. Chongmin sent her a message saying he would be performing at the open mic in 2 days, trying to keep his promise and hoping she would come to see him. However, Nare, still feeling down, didn't respond to his message. On the day of the open mic, Daesung and Minbong, who had just finished playing an online game, ran into Nare. They asked why she wasn't going to the open mic. Nare said she couldn't because she was working and asked them not to tell Chongmin she was working there. Hearing that, Daesung got upset. He thought Nare was being unfair, especially since Chongmin had been practicing guitar every day to teach her and even wrote songs for her. But Nare seemed like she didn't care. Before they left, Minbong slipped her a piece of paper with a link to open. Meanwhile, Chongmin was worried because Nare hadn't shown up. When it was his turn to sing, he didn't want to let the audience down. Imagining Nare was there, he began to sing. The link Minbong gave Nare was to Chongmin's Instagram, where he had posted songs about her. This moved her deeply, seeing how much Chongmin cared. Then, Nare planned to go see Chongmin, but he showed up where she was first. Chongmin started singing in front of her, pouring his feelings into the song, not caring about what others thought. The song was about his feelings that wouldn't change, no matter the challenges. Nare was touched and smiled as she watched Chongmin confidently finish his song. After that night, Chongmin and Nare grew closer. Now, he wasn't alone anymore because Nare was there to sing with him. They started doing live broadcasts together on Instagram. This meant Chongmin didn't sell his song to JW Entertainment. At that time, lots of people watched their live videos and loved how well they sang together. Many viewers even wished they would debut as a duo because their songs sounded perfect with both of them singing. The film ends. The moral lesson from this film is sometimes the key to winning over your crush is to accidentally spray them with water and then sing your heart out.